Welcome in, everyone, to the newest edition of High School Spotlight. I'm your host, Garrett Walford, and today we kick off Year 2 of the LHSAA Network with a statewide preview of Louisiana high school football. On today's program, we'll preview 18 schools covering the entire state from Shreveport and Monroe to Alexandria and from Lake Charles and Lafayette down to Baton Rouge and New Orleans. The LHSAA Network is your home for the best coverage of 2024 high school football, and we'll begin with Evangel and Calvary Baptist right after this break.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Welcome back. We begin today's preview with a pair of programs with championship pedigrees. Evangel Christian Academy has won 14 state titles all time, and Calvary Baptist is the reigning state champ in Division II. Evangel missed the quarterfinals last season. Let's see what the Eagles are doing to ramp up for 2024.
The Evangel Eagles are back in the top division of football for the first time since the glory days. The Eagles now bringing a young team looking to get back to winning state titles.
Right now, what I can tell you is there's no lack of effort with these kids. You know, they are young, but boy, I'll tell you, they'll mix it up. We have an especially impressive freshman class this year. And we have a large junior class, and, you know, our sophomores, of course, led by Pop Houston, are formidable as well. So, yeah, we have a lot of young kids, and we have a lot to look forward to.
So right now we've taken the big step is realizing that each and every day we got to put in the work. I kind of say stack the days, and that's what we go by right now. The next step is probably giving God glory, which should have been the first, but we realized that throughout the 7-on-7 season that anything that's given to us is all God blessed. So that's what we go by.
Like the whole season we'll be losing, and like the faces they'll have after losing, like it'll be like an okay response. But like me, I feel like we needed to turn it around and get a new momentum going and change the team around and say it's not okay to lose.
Leading that group of young guns is sophomore quarterback Peyton "Pop" Houston, one to watch for years to come. An experienced offensive line should give him the protection needed to make big plays.
Well, we're excited about our offensive line. You know, we have an experienced center, and we have experienced guards up front. You know, thrilled about those guys.
After graduating Warwick-Dunn finalist Gabe Relaford on defense, the Eagles will look to two-way player Damari Drake to be the anchor of the defense.
Like we just need to have brotherhood and chemistry, really, because we're the only ones that's going to be right beside you during each game, each dogfight, no matter what. It's not going to be the opposing team, your cousin on that team, no one else. It's going to be us.
Coach Rodney Gwynn and Calvary Baptist went 14-0 and knocked off two-time defending champion St. Charles Catholic last season. It looks like Calvary might be the best program in Division III right now, select or non-select.
Let's go. Practice stuff today. Let's get off the field. Hey, back to back and me, back on three. 1, 2, 3. Back to back.
It's no secret the Cavaliers are the team to beat in Division III Select this season. The talent returning is ready to make a run at back-to-back.
Just to make them keep working hard. You know, sometimes they think, and somebody told me that, it's hard to win 2 in a row because of that reason. But, you know, we just have to stay on them every day. And, you know, it's a different team. Last year's team won the championship. This year's team didn't. So that's kind of what we tell them every day.
I think it's incredibly valuable just for us to be in those tight games, those close games, and honestly just get the feeling of the Dome and how it feels. And usually people, when you go to the Dome, they think you'll be satisfied, but honestly it just makes you want to go back even more.
As soon as we got back, because most teams slack off and we're like, okay, we're the stuff after you win a state championship. We came back with a humble attitude, got back to work, and just kept grinding.
We know we got a target on our back as well as just ourselves. We can't just stoop down to the level of last year, honestly, or just stoop down to any level of just being okay and being satisfied. We got to still be hungry and still know that people are going to come after us and try to dethrone us and take us for everything we have.
Calvary will have a great 1-2 punch on offense with quarterback Abram Wardell and running back James Simon both back for their senior seasons.
We got our quarterback back, Abram Wardell, who's an all-state player last year, very, very good. James Simon, the running back's a Texas commit, he's back. Colby Thomas, one of our leading receivers, is back. And we got a couple offensive linemen back. But, we got some new receivers. We lost 170 catches off that offense last year. So, we got some work to do right there.
I'm so excited. I mean, I've been waiting all offseason for this to get a chance to go back-to-back.
This class is not accustomed to losing, and they are not ready to end their high school careers without bringing home another championship.
It was a tough road down the dome, and just being in that situation and making the plays to win the game, it makes us want to get back there even more. So we've been working extra hard this offseason, getting back into it, working harder than last season, just so we can get that feeling again, go 14-0, and hopefully win another state championship.
Calvary opens up with Division IV champion Oak Grove in Week 1 in what should be a stellar matchup. Coming up next, we head to Lake Charles and check in with the Barbe Buccaneers and the St. Louis Catholic Saints. You're watching the High School Spotlight.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Before I got active in Farm Bureau at the level that I'm at now, I often felt like I was isolated on the farm. It was just me against the world. Now, with my Farm Bureau family, I got somebody going against the world with me. I am Farm Bureau.
The LHSAA Network Game of the Week kicks off the 2024 season on Thursday, September 5th, as De La Salle hosts Central. Join former LSU Tiger Derry Beckwith and Garrett Walbert every Thursday night for the Game of the Week, only on the LHSAA Network. And we're back with more of our 2024 season preview on the LHSAA Network. The Lake Charles area has been hit hard by Mother Nature since 2020, setting back the local high schools to say the least. But it looks like they're finally turning the corner at Barbe under Coach Skeet Owens.
The Barbe Buccaneers under second-year head coach Dennis Owens returned to the playoffs last season. With much of that experience and normalcy returning, the Bucs look primed for a big 2024.
37 seniors now. We got another one. So a huge class, biggest one we've ever had. They are connected. They've obviously been through a lot, growing storms and freezes and floods, and all those kids we had have been here. So tremendous tight group.
This offseason, we've really just been focused on leadership, team initiative. Let the coaches coach, but good teams, you have to lead from within. If the coaches are the only teams leading, then you're not going to go far. So this season we've just been working, it's working as a team, trying to get us stronger instead of me.
It's been great. Out of all my 4 years, this has been the most dedicated, the hardest working summer I've ever been through. With Coach Owens as head coach, he's been working, not just me, but the whole entire team. Everyone shows up. They've been working, man, and that's why I'm happy. I'm excited for the season just because how the summer's turning out. And, we here now, so I'm happy. We all looking good, and I'm ready.
One of those returners is running back Eric Jones Jr. The 4-year starter brings something that the team has been lacking the past few years.
Oh yeah, energy's great. One thing when it's seniors, especially seniors that have been here all 4 years, that means there's a bunch of leadership, and that's something that we kind of lacked. And now that we have over 30 seniors, man, the leadership is amazing. Everyone's disciplined, and we just ready to roll.
Barbe will be competing in one of the toughest districts in the state. The Bucks have their work cut out for them.
Well, it's tough because we start with Carencro, Southside Acadiana, the first 3 games. So they've been 1, 2, 3 the last couple of years. So we got 2 of them at home. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. But I mean, we've preached that the last couple of months. It's not going to be easy.
It's the gauntlet. I mean, we got the hardest division in all of 5A. Every week you can't take a week off in this. So each week we look at it as a new week. No matter what the outcome was last week, this is a new week. We got to prepare and we got to win.
Across town, St. Louis Catholic has a new coach in Dustin Nothnagel, who spent the last 7 seasons with the Newman Greenies. Let's take an inside look at the St. Louis Saints for 2024.
St. Louis Catholic brought in Southwest Louisiana native Dustin Nothnagel to bring the team to new heights. The Saints not only bring in a new coaching staff, but also plenty of first-year starters in varsity positions.
Absolutely. It's been a great offseason. I've enjoyed getting to know these guys, players and coaches. The group's really coming together. The school and my vision for what football is aligns, so it was an easy transition into campus. Just looking forward to getting to know these guys even more and getting to work.
I think it's been a pretty productive offseason. It was a little tough with just having a whole new coaching staff and basically a whole new team, but I feel like we've definitely pushed and persevered through all the problems and tribulations that we've had, and we've had a pretty productive and really good offseason.
I think it's been very different from past off seasons. We've had the new coach has a very different schedule. Last year we'd go to like 11 every day. This year it's been very quick. We get in at 6 a.m., get out by 7:15. I really like that schedule. I think we're a lot more fresh this year too.
The Saints' coaching staff has plenty of work to do developing guys on both sides of the ball.
We're pretty inexperienced on both sides of the ball. Last year's senior class had a lot of experience, a lot of two-way players. So there's a lot of fresh faces on the field for us this year, but a lot of opportunity for those guys.
So on the D-line, we got 2 pretty good leaders and 2 pretty good players in Devin Key and Kyle Lobato. They both can step up and play that little leadership role, and both very good players.
We have Trudeau at our running back. He's going to be a first-year starting running back. He's a really good guy. We have Charlie Trappe at fullback. We can use him very well. And we have Grant Habis as a receiver and Clay Williams. They're 2 receivers. They're pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. For not having a lot of experience, I anticipated a lack of leadership, but it's been quite the opposite. A lot of guys have stepped up because they see the need for the leadership on the team, and coming in as a new coaching staff, having new guys to relate to, they've helped ease the transition and they've brought the team up.
St. Louis Catholic went 8-3 last season, so there's a good chance the Saints get off to a good start under their head coach. When we return, we preview a pair of teams that ended up in the Superdome last season as Opelousas and Acadiana are on deck. Stay tuned.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The high school spotlight rolls on, and now we're headed for Cajun Country. Jimmy Zachary and Opelousas won it all in 2023, and the Tigers bring back a ton of talent, including running back Deshaun Ford. Let's take a look.
Oh, man, I think we're in a good spot, man. I like where we're at. We kind of executing at a high level now. We was making a few mistakes early on, but I think it was the heat kind of getting to us, and we wasn't fighting through some adversities that I was putting them through. The expectation is higher. You won a championship, and you got most of your team returning, so people expect you to go back. the expectation is, but I've been had that expectation before we even won the championship. So again, so it's no added pressure. We're just gonna approach it and take it one day at a time.
Man, we got a big season coming up. We got some good teams. You know, we're looking to go back to the Dome. We got Turin this week, one pretty good team. They've been getting us for the last 4 years. We got Ed in the car. You know, they got some good, really talent over there. The standards got to be high because you want to get back to that place. You know, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. You got to be locked in. Stand after practice doing extra work if you want to be that guy.
I guarantee nobody's outworking him in the weight room, on the field, none of that. So, I mean, yeah, I think he's one of the best, most likely the best running back in the state, if you ask me. I mean, just handling the ball, he would get at least 4 yards every play.
We accomplished a lot. You know, we won state. We broke records that nobody ever broke in the school. So the whole city was behind us. We put in hard work. You know, we didn't have no breaks off. Because when you're a champion, everybody have to get you.
The expectations is very high coming off the season that we had and the people that we're playing. Just like my coach said, we're not the underdogs anymore. They coming for the show. We gotta put up a show.
I want to build a dynasty here, man, and I think that's the only way to go. Once you win one, you want to be just as hungry for the next one. So I want the next one. I want this one as bad as I wanted the one last year. So again, I want to build a dynasty, and I think you know, we're gonna graduate a few this year. We don't want to fall down. We don't want to fall off. We're gonna reload, and we're gonna make a run at it every year, man. So the talk is to build a dynasty.
Acadiana knocked off #1 seed Holy Cross in the playoffs last season and made it back to the Superdome under head coach Matt McCullough. They also returned quarterback Cajun Country, but their schedule looks like something out of the NFL. Zachary, Ruston, and STM all in the first 3 weeks. Let's see how things stack up at Acadiana.
Over the last 20 years, Acadiana has won 6 state championships. Only John Curtis has more. Coach Matt McCullough has led the Wreckin' Rams to a pair of state titles and last year's runner-up finish in the Superdome. McCullough returns a veteran team with high expectations.
Well, we're excited. You know, we've got 17 starters coming back. You know, I think we got eight on one side, 9 on the other. We also had a linebacker move in that I think is going to be a good addition, that I think is going to be a good player for us. The expectations for this group is to try to win some championships. We always want to win the district championship first. And then last year, of course, we came up a little short and got beat in the state championship game. I think this group had a great offseason because of that. We've got 34 seniors, probably going to have either 19 or 20 senior starters. So, you know, their goal is to get back there and have a chance to win the state championship this year.
Quarterback Cajun Country helped engineer an upset of #1 seed Holy Cross in last year's playoffs, but a loss in the Prep Classic has made the senior hyper-focused on improving his game.
We're going to try to go win it all. We think about that loss in the championship, and that's pretty much what drives us every single week, so we don't want that to happen again. Our speed is probably the fastest team we've ever had in years, and our strength, I mean, there's guys, like our backups are stronger than some of our starters. We just have a lot of depth everywhere, so we're going to be all right.
Senior wideout Russell Babineau is a UL commit and also runs the 100 and 200-meter dash for Acadiana.
We have a lot of seniors coming back with like this class, a lot of seniors in this class, so I feel like that's going to be a major point. And the Bettis, he's always been a leader since he's been here, so with him being there, we can always get on his back and we can always help him out, and everybody else can be a leader as well.
Cajun Country threw a game-winning touchdown to his younger brother Colin in last year's win over Carencro. It's a family affair for the Dubettas at Acadiana, and they're looking to author a few more big moments.
I mean, it was special. I mean, emotions were running high. My mom was crying, you know. But, I mean, that's expected of me and Colin, connecting when the moments mattered the most. I mean, it's nice. I grew up playing football with Colin. I mean, Cohen, he's not going to play yet, and I don't think I'll ever get to play with him in high school. But Colin, you know, we've been doing it our whole lives, so it's really nothing new. It's just on a different level of football.
The Wreckin' Rams will surely be tested by the time they reach the playoffs, looking to make their 4th trip to the Superdome in the last 6 years. When we return, a couple of giants from the capital city step into the spotlight. U-High and Dutchtown when we return on the LHSAA Network.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. We can help. Learn more at realhelpbr.com. That's realhelpbr.com.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back in. University High School has won 4 state championships over the last decade with Andy Martin as the defensive coordinator. Now Martin is the head coach, and his team is poised to compete for another championship despite moving up to Division II.
I think it's going to be exciting. I think we returned 8 stars on offense, so our offense has been looking really good in the leading up to the fall camp right now. And then our defense is the one that's a little bit young, it's youthful, but they've been doing a great job. Every practice I see them get a little bit better. So it's going to be an exciting team to watch. I think offensively we can be very explosive, and defensively, hopefully we can continue to get better to hold some opponents down.
A very run-heavy offense. We have a veteran O-line, so we're gonna be using that to the fullest. We have a lot of young guys on defense, but our D-line is very veteran. And we're ready to win every game. Come into it like we're supposed to win it and dominate on all sides of the ball.
We're very fast on defense, and everybody, I think we all trust one another to do our job and do our responsibility to the best of our ability. So yeah, we're very fast, and we bring a lot of pressure and make you make plays. I've been here since kindergarten, been here 13 years, so all I've ever wanted to do was just play for the U-High Cubs and play in that Superdome and win a state championship with everybody. And so yeah, it's a dream come true for sure, and hopefully we get there.
It's awesome to have a quarterback back. It hadn't happened a ton since I've been the head coach, so to have your quarterback already have a year under them and come back and just be that much better in the system has been fun to watch. You know, Emil makes great decisions. He's been a leader with our guys, and I think he's very comfortable right now with all the new wide receivers that we have, but his O-linemen are back, and, you know, that's the strength of our offense right now is that big O-line, so I think it makes him comfortable, and I think he's going to have a big year.
We won a state championship for sure. Maybe get some different looks from colleges, more colleges, and then just finish off my senior campaign and show the younger kids they can do it too, when they're coming into their senior year, and how they can build a team up and maybe do something with it.
Yeah, we have a very top-heavy schedule. We got some good teams at the front of our schedule that it's going to be big games, be battled out to the end. And yeah, we got a tough district.
Yeah, we'll be in Division II. Last year we were in Division. The last 2 years we've been in Division III, but we moved up Division II, which is something that we've done before. So it's not a big deal. We've played in both of them. So just let us know who we got to play in the playoffs. That's kind of our attitude right now.
The biggest high school in the state of Louisiana is Dutchtown High out of Baton Rouge, and they're coming off an 11-win season and a trip to the semifinals. Head coach Guy Mastretta has the Griffins on the verge of breaking through to the Prep Classic in 2024.
We graduated a whole lot from last year, but we have our biggest senior class that we've had. So while they're new starters, they've been in the program now for 4 years, so we're really hanging our hat on that to help us mature a little quicker than normal. We've got a quarterback, Dylan Champagne, who can really sling it around. He's kind of fearless back there throwing the ball, which makes me a little nervous at times. But he's got some weapons. We've got a running back, Cajun Harvey, who's a recruit. He's a big kid. He's 210 pounds, finished second in the state in 100 last year. So he's big and fast, which is a great combination for those guys. And then up front, we've got 4 seniors who all have starting experience. So we've always been a defensive leaning team, but I think early in the year, we're gonna have to really rely on our offense to put some points up.
I think what's next for us is a big outbreak season. We obviously had one last year. We all know how that ended in the playoffs due to the weather. I think this year we're kind of trying to put that behind us. It hurts a little bit, but definitely we came in the summer working, trying to forget it. We want to make a statement this year and say everybody try to make us the little brother try to say that, Dutchtown is all talk, not going to do nothing. So this year, we definitely trying to make the statement, come out the gate, 1-0 each week.
We have a very explosive offense this year. Some key people that need to be watched, Rylan Mayo, wide receiver, Martell Rogers, Lakedron again, our backup running back, Aiden Langevin, and a lot of our linemen, Dawson Davis, Christian Gautreaux, Matthew Travis, and many others. Last year we had a kind of run-type offense, and Coach Mistretta has decided that we have more of a passing offense this year, and we're going to take that to advantage and hopefully use that against these other teams.
The only change to our district is Prairieville High School has opened up, so we're going to a 17 district. Prairieville took kids from each of the 3 Ascension Parish schools, US, Santa Maria, and NEA. So we lost quite a bit of our young kids, our freshmen and sophomores, to Prairieville. So that's going to be kind of a neat little rivalry that will get started.
District is always tough, especially it's like you playing people big rival EA. It's like I got people over there that I went to school with when I was younger, so it's definitely a very emotional game. That one especially, district for sure. Like it's gonna get rough. I think we're going for the 4th time in a row winning district. So that might be a bold statement, but I think we're gonna do it.
We have a hard district. Always a good competition in district. Rivals right now are probably Santa Maria and EA. We know a lot of people there, a lot of friends there, so it's always a tough battle between your friends, and we like playing them.
Dutchtown had a 2-touchdown lead in their playoff game at Zachary before weather postponed the game, allowing the Broncos to rally. This year, even Mother Nature might not be able to stop Coach Mistretta and Dutchtown. After the break, we pack up the truck and head for New Orleans, the St. Aug Purple Knights and the Lutcher Bulldogs when we return on the High School Spotlight.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
Big things are expected out of New Orleans area schools this fall. St. Aug hired veteran coach Robert Valdez, who brings championship credentials to their program, winning it all with St. James in 2019. Valdez inherits the nation's #1 recruit for 2026 in defensive lineman Jakeem Stewart.
I think we have about 5 offensively, about 5 or 6 defensively. Kind of have a little bit of a youth movement going on, but I mean it's a good group, and they've been working hard. Quarterback is actually a kid that played some last year, but he's a first-year full-time starter for Sean Coulon, who's a junior. And basically, the quarterback in my system has to be the leader of the program. So I mean, good student and really, really good in the classroom. Hopefully, he can translate that to the football field. We're a work in progress. We just have to be able to just identify who our guys are. We have a couple of guys that are committed. We have #1 recruiting class 2026, but we have to play as a team. And if we can do that, then we'll be fine.
Coach Valdez, very big on discipline, coming together as a team. He likes us all collaborating with each other, communication, and he wants us to get better and stronger. We are very excited to get this season started off. A whole bunch of dogs on this team, offense dominating, defense dominating, and we come together as a team and winning.
We have a tough league, but it ain't nothing. We practice tough, we play tough, so we practice how we play. Our offense, we're ready. We're always ready. We have our QB, Sean Coulon, he's ready. He's been practicing with us since 8th grade, so we all been bonding together and playing together, so we're all ready to come together and score.
Like I said, right now we're back to the original St. Aug stomping grounds at Pontchartrain Park, but hopefully pretty soon we'll be practicing not far from our school at our practice field. It's getting some work done and should be turf pretty soon. And then we'll be doing some things with the school, renovations and all that. So it's a lot of excitement going on at St. Aug. And like I said, hopefully, we'll appreciate and take care of it.
The Lutcher Bulldogs won a state title in 2022 and followed that up last year with a top 4 seed in the playoffs. Head coach Dwayne Jenkins is focused on pushing the Bulldogs back to the Superdome in 2024.
We're really super experienced on the offensive side. We played so many guys last year after losing such a big chunk of that team from the 2022 state championship. We returned 4 offensive linemen that started games for us last year on the starting lineup. We also had a couple other guys that started games in reserve roles and played a lot, so we have 6 offensive linemen back. We also have a receiving corps that's extremely experienced. We lost 1 guy there, but we played 5 last year, so you have 4 receivers back, 5 offensive linemen back, a running back back, a quarterback back, 2 H-back, tight ends back. So we've got more guys back than we have places on the football field. And then on defense, we lost kind of the heart and soul maybe of that 2022 state championship team with the graduation of Brock Luke and Kai Brown. But we do bring back guys on every level that's got some experience with Caden Parquette and Rashad Sterling leading the way up front, Terry Snowden, and Kawhi Rue as a linebacker, and Derek Jackson at safety.
We're going to be really nice, really dynamic. We got a lot of experience on the O-line and our skill guys. You know, we got Zach coming back, so y'all just look forward to having a good season on offense. I feel like Zach, he could run the ball and throw the ball, so he like a dual threat to me. He could throw it really nice, and he could run it whenever we need him to.
Well, when I first came in, I was kind of a slacker at first, you know. I didn't really think I was gonna get some playing time my freshman year, so I kind of didn't take care of it. But like once I started nose guard in front of me, had got injured, and I had to step up. That's when I knew I had to start working. And I'm on the field, got to tell young guys what's wrong, what's right, you know, teach them all how to get set and all that, you know, all the slackers, you know. I learned from experience, you know, you can't be slacking around in this type of league, you know.
We've got a schedule that has some pretty tested teams as well. We scrimmage. We have the Jamboree each year against Dutchtown. I think Dutchtown senior class is going on 3 straight years without losing a game in the regular season. We've got St. Charles Catholic in week 2, who's made 5 straight state championship appearances. And then we have Edie White in district who moves up, and I think their seniors are only like 29-1 in the last 3 regular seasons. So we think our schedule has some pretty big hitters on it, and we're excited to see how we test and how we stand up against those guys.
One word, hungry. We just want to win. We're going to go get it. You know, last year we came up short, and this year we got some older guys returning back, including myself, and some young guys stepping up, and I think we're going to get it this year.
From the Crescent City up to Cenla, we'll head out to Alexandria Senior High School and Bunkie when we return here on the High School Spotlight.
Before I got active in Farm Bureau at the level that I'm at now, I often felt like I was isolated on the farm. It was just me against the world. Now, with my Farm Bureau family, I got somebody going against the world with me. I am Farm Bureau.
The LHSAA Network Game of the Week kicks off the 2024 season on Thursday, September 5th, as De La Salle hosts Central. Join former LSU Tiger Derry Beckwith and Garrett Walbert every Thursday night for the Game of the Week, only on the LHSAA Network.
Welcome back in. What a debut season it was for Jimmy Hillman at Bunkie, going 9-1 in 2023. Star quarterback Dylan Compton is back after accounting for 42 touchdowns last season, and Kyle Johnson, who's a University of Houston commit, is also back in red and black.
The Bunkie Panthers had one of their best seasons in a couple decades last year, but the mood on the practice field is that this group is not satisfied.
It's been good. These guys are hungry. Going off of the season that we had last year, I think that, we accomplished a lot, but, for us, it's still about gaining that respect. We don't want to be the team or the program that people think is just a one-time thing, that wasn't a fluke. So all season's been focused. We didn't end the season the way that we wanted to in that playoff game against Episcopal. Didn't play the way that we felt like we should have played. Came up short in it, and so, that kind of left a bad taste in our mouth. And these guys they've been working hard all off season throughout the summer, and now camp's over, it's scrimmage week, and guys have been flying around, so we're excited about it.
It's been good. Just capitalizing on last season, working on what we need to work on, all the places we need to get better as a team, and just not like holding our head. And like we remember what happened last year, so we don't want to repeat that this year.
Kyle Johnson and Dylan Compton are an electrifying duo who are ready to put up big numbers in their senior seasons.
Oh man, just his arm talent, man. Like he can throw the ball a long distance. There's not that many dudes can throw the ball as much power as he can, though. As me running full speed makes it way easier for me to run the ball. Instead of just waiting for him coming back for the ball, it makes it way easier.
I mean, obviously you got Kyle Johnson at wide receiver, the fastest, in my opinion, the fastest, one of the best athletes in the state. So, I mean, you give it to him in space, he could take it whatever, obviously.
But this Panthers team brings out a community like no other with the hype around this team.
It gives us motivation, like not only to play for ourselves and our teammates, but our community. And obviously kids like younger than us. I remember I was a kid at one of these games, like wishing I could play on the field. And now that we playing on the field, but not only playing, but making an impact as well. I mean, it's big for the community of Bunkie and the Wills Parish. So, we just got to keep doing that.
Alexandria Senior High School is coming off a trip to the quarterfinals and have made the playoffs 9 years in a row. To make it 10 straight, head coach Thomas Bachman will put the ball in the hands of J.T. Lindsay, an LSU commit who's one of the best players in the class of 2025.
The Alexandria Trojans took on state runner-ups Acadiana in an iron sharpens iron scrimmage. An offense with plenty of returning firepower looked poised for a huge year.
The thing about playing really good people that are coached well, that got really good players, is they'll show you where, all right, we got some work to do in this area or that area or whatever it is, and I think that's why you play people like that, so that you challenge and you get an opportunity to fix these things in the preseason.
Really just, some of us, we already had the chemistry, just two new quarterbacks we had to bond with, so it's like every day after practice, extra catches, extra everything, get it in with the guys, I wouldn't say we're like friends. I say we're more like brothers. We're brothers. We're not friends. We're brothers. But best friends too. We're a family all together.
Yeah, just grinding and working, listen to coach, do a little bit more plays, work a little bit more harder than we used to last year. Just try and build a team back up to the 21 class.
The Trojans bring a young group defensively, but even going up against a tough Acadiana offense, they competed.
From them tonight, I like the way that they came out and dominated. They didn't care that they were younger and they're older. They just came and played the game that they play. At practice, we call it iron sharpens iron, and then they showed that tonight, how they could come out and dominate.
Yeah, I think it helps because I think you can get deeper into schemes and deeper into playbooks and do a little bit more, so I think that helps. But, it's a good mixture. There's a lot of young guys out there, too, so it's just the balance of what we can do and what we can't do. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can turn this thing into over the course of a year.
No star on this team is bigger than J.T. Lindsay, the LSU commit ready to try and bring Alexandria to a district title and beyond.
High character, hard worker, everything you want in a leader. Very, very proud of him. Want him to have an incredible senior year and an incredible career playing this game. Really glad we got him another year. He's a great kid. He's been another standard bearer for our program as far as the way that we want our young men to represent themselves. Couldn't be prouder to be associated with him and to see what he's developing into.
That wrestling game, that Nilla game, I got to shine. This and they district and they beat us last year for their homecoming out. They don't sit well with me.
The schedule for Ash is daunting, with Union Parish and Dutchtown out of district, and then West Monroe and Ruston in league play. When we return, we'll head to North Louisiana and see previews for Airline and Benton High School. You're watching the High School Spotlight.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Welcome back into the high school spotlight. Benton won 4 out of 5 down the stretch last year, and the Tigers have momentum under Coach Reynolds Moore. Competition will be fierce this year in District 1 5A. Let's take a closer look at Benton.
The Benton Tigers were picked to finish 7th in their district in the preseason polls, something they are using to motivate them this season.
The motivation for us, like I said, is how low we're ranked. You know, coach literally just ended practice telling us what the other coaches and teams in our district kind of thought of us, and we were ranked like 7 in terms of winning district, and we're 13 points, something like that, behind 6th place. So I think that's ludicrous. I think that's an atrocious statement, and I think we're going to have the opportunity to prove them.
Just having something to prove, having to prove ourselves, because we're ranked number 7, or ranked to be number 7 in the district. I mean, that's just disrespectful, and I just think that's ridiculous. And I just think we're kind of the underdogs in this story, and we're the only ones that have something to prove, and I just want to shut all the hate out.
Taking over at quarterback is sophomore Malachi Ziegler. A talented young quarterback also has a huge O-line ahead of him.
I think we'd have been okay with Malachi starting last year as a freshman. He was that sort of head and shoulders above everybody as far as his maturity, his ability to process, and so he did get to start one game last year. Had a great outing. Threw a touchdown against Parkway. Week 10, threw a touchdown in a playoff game at Walker week 11. So he's come in and performed well when he's had the opportunities as a freshman.
Yeah, this is the biggest O-line we've ever had at Benton. We got 2 guys that are about 6'3", and then I'm the tallest. But I mean, we're probably a 2,000-pound O-line, and I mean, it's just special. I mean, I've been playing with these guys my whole life. In B-Par up to middle school, and now playing with them. I mean, these are my brothers. I care about them. We hang out on the Saturdays, and I mean, I would just do anything for them, and they would do anything for me.
The returners on defense should help early in the season.
So if our offense not having as many guys returning, trying to find that chemistry and trying to get in sync in game speed and against a defense that's not our scout defense or whatever, not ours that we see all the time. If it takes a little time, it's a little bit rough early on as they're trying to get in that rhythm, we feel like our defense can carry if they need to.
The Airline High Vikings earned a top 4 seed in the playoffs and look poised for a semifinal matchup with Ruston last year. But a 56-50 upset at the hands of Mandeville spoiled their season. The boys from Bossier City bring back a veteran ball club in 24.
The Airline Vikings fell to Mandeville in the quarterfinals last year in a shootout. A shootout they expect to win this year since they returned the state's leading passer, Ben Taylor.
I mean, every time you make a run in the playoffs, I mean, it helps you because the guys get to understand and see what it's like to play in that atmosphere, and they get to see what it's like to have 5,000 or 6,000 people in the stands and everybody yelling and everybody excited. And then we get into that game and we go back and forth in a game that, we felt we let kind of slip away, had some funny stuff happen. But the guys, I think it kind of leaves when you lose a game like that, it kind of leaves them wanting more and expecting more and knowing that they can get to that level and compete at that level.
Because I mean, last year and every year our main goal is to go to state, and we lost that chance because never lost. But this year we know what we need to improve on. We know things that we need to keep working on. We have the athletes, and this is the year. We're going to do it this year. We're going to try.
The offense also returns plenty of firepower for Taylor to target.
I have 2 of the best receivers in the state, Kenny Darby, Jarvis Davis. Last year I had them 2 and Bryson Broom, and it's a whole lot of weapons. And the man, Justin Scoggin, of course, my head coach, he's a crazy just mastermind when it comes to his offense stuff. And I'm a good quarterback and all that, but I don't take all the credit. I give a lot of it to my teammates, my O-line, and I couldn't do anything without them.
But Ben's been there, and that's kind of the exciting thing is Ben knows what to expect when the game's on the line, when it's 4th and 7 and we have to get a first down. He's done that. He's been there. Now, these guys are going to be great for years to come, but I think Ben is already the poster child of the district, and he's the guy that kind of everybody's chasing.
Defense, right now, we're unstoppable. Nobody is going to score like 20, over 20. This is just like we got some dogs on it. We got some dogs, some real dogs.
The district is tough as ever in 1-5A though.
You know, I always tell people there's no off weeks in our district. We don't have we don't have a week where we can go and just say, hey, look, it's a good time we can get our JV in. It's a good time we can take a break. It's a good time. It's nonstop. It's all day every week. It's nonstop. So I mean, we have to always make sure that we're on our game. I mean, or you can lose a game at any point.
Don't go anywhere. When we return, we head up to Monroe for a couple of heavyweights in Sterlington and West Monroe, and later, Northwest and Carencro finish out our show.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back in, everyone. We head to North Louisiana and the Monroe area, where at Sterlington, everything is growing for the 3A school. There's construction and upgrades all over campus, and Coach Lee Doty has leaders back on defense and an offense poised for a breakout season.
Sterlington has played for 3 state titles in the last decade, winning it all in 2016 and 2021. The Panthers graduated big numbers on the offensive and defensive line this spring, but Coach Lee Doty is optimistic that Sterlington has the guys to plug the gaps.
You know, we lost some really good offensive linemen off our offense last year. We lost 6 out of our front 7 on defense, but, you know, we got good guys coming back, and, you know, they paid their dues and it's their turn. So, you know, if we built the culture here that we think we have, then we should be okay. But, you know, it's a long season. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And, you know, we think by the end of the year when playoffs start, we're going to have a really good football team.
Big misconception is that we don't have enough guys on defense this year. And a big thing that was proven to me in the Evangel scrimmage is we actually do have depth. Even though people left and we have new guys starting in new spots, we have more new guys that are proven that they can play and that we can have depth and have guys fresh, have guys rotating in and out.
Well, here at Sterlington, I mean, we've built a program, and we're proud of that. And people, I heard this year, our booster club's usually around 50, and we've like doubled that this year. So we have people who are starting to really get into this program, and we want to build a legacy here, and that's our goal. We've been working all summer long, and my class was the freshman class that got to 1 in 21, and that's our biggest desire. We want to be back there. We enjoyed it. We miss it.
Like so many teams across the state, Sterlington is dealing with changes to their district schedule and saw 2 powerful opponents move on.
Yeah, we lost Union Parish and Wasman out of our district, which was 2 really great games that, you know, we hated to lose, but we did pick up Union Parish in Week 10 as a non-division game, so happy to keep them on the schedule.
Games that would stick out to me is obviously Union Week 10. That's always a great game. A lot of people go to a big rivalry game. And the first half of our schedule is mainly Division I opponents, and that's a good test for us going throughout the season. We always like to schedule teams that people think are better than us, and that way when we get to playoffs, we've seen everything. We've seen passing teams, we've seen run teams, we've seen every type of offense. So really, our scheduling is really strategic and gets us ready for playoffs.
So I go to church in a neighborhood community, and it's mainly Ouachita people there. So I'm really excited about the Ouachita game. I got some old roots there, and I'm excited to show up and to show out because I think I have the better team personally. I'm excited about them, excited about Neville, excited about West Ouachita. Just getting to play those big name teams put us just in the local area in the talk, you know.
Last year, West Monroe lost 2 games in the regular season, both to teams that played in the Superdome. Coach Kevin Davis knows the expectations of his program, and his team has put in a ton of work to get back to the Prep Classic.
We start out with Huntington and out of Shreveport in week 1. Then we go to Pulaski Academy up in Little Rock. Then we have North DeSoto and then Catholic. So we're looking at state champions and state runner-ups. And then we have Scotlandville at home. That's our pre-district. We traded West Ouachita. They left the district, and we got Neville in to the district, and it stayed the same after that with Ruston and Ouachita and Ash, and Pineville. So it's going to be tough year all the way around. Cross our fingers, can't get anybody hurt. We've got to play. We've got good depth right now, but it's one of those things where you want to keep that competition up and keep those kids battling for positions and just see what happens.
Yes, sir. I see a lot of winning in our future. I have a lot of faith in our program. I think we have a lot of young guys that'll step up. We're going to do pretty good this year. With our new offense coordinator, Cedric Goins, I think we're going to be elite and make a run for the playoffs.
We're really excited. We worked hard this summer and last fall had a bummer end to the season, so we're really trying to work hard to prepare for this year. In the off season, we start in the weight room, and every day we get about an hour of weights, and then we go out for about an hour of a hard run. West Monroe has a tradition of always trying to be there, trying to be the best that we can. Playing in the dome is just like a dream that everybody has, coming through and playing high school football. So we always just try and push as hard as we can to make it there.
I mean, we don't think of anything else. When we talk about the kids, we talk about going to the dome. We talk about winning district championships. You're right. Our 2 losses were to the 2 state champions last year, or to the 2 people that played for the state championship. And then I just felt like we didn't do what we needed to do in the first round of the playoffs, and that's not taking anything away from North Shore. They played really well. But, yeah, we feel like we want to be right there. We don't talk about rebuilding. We don't talk about young and inexperienced. We just said, hey, one game at a time, play the next play, and let's see how it works out.
We definitely have Catholic Baton Rouge. Everybody's looking forward to that game. Playing a lot of teams we haven't played before, like Pulaski Academy, North DeSoto, and it's going to be a great challenge for us, get us ready for district to face better teams like Neville and Ruston. We're prepared to play them.
I'd have to say our biggest rival has to be Ruston. I mean, every year it's a really close game, and I mean, they pack out the stadium every year for it.
One final segment to go on the first edition of the High School Spotlight, and we'll end our program in the heart of Cajun Country down by the Atchafalaya. It's Carencro in Northwest when we return here on the High School Spotlight.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Our final segment of today's show, the upset of the year in 2023 had to be Northwest over Assumption, the 22 over the top 3 seed. Now Coach Chris Edwards and his Raiders are looking to build on their semifinals appearance.
St. Landry Parish has another title contender in Northwest High School. Coach Chris Edwards returns quarterback Jaden Chavis and welcomes the transfer of former St. Edmund running back Kavon Johnson.
Our quarterback, Jaden Chavis, our leader, is back. He got hurt in a quarterfinal game. We missed him for Cecilia. Wish we could have had him on the field. Both of our receivers are back on the outside. Those guys are about 6'2", 6'3", maybe 6'4" on the outside. Our returning running back moved to slot because we picked up the running back from St. Ed's, of course. We also have another running back named Samuel Davis that was an all-state kick returner last year. So we have quite a few backs in the stable. All the important parts are back. We're replacing 3 offensive linemen. Last year we replaced 4 offensive linemen, so if we could do with 4, we could definitely replace 3. Checking off those small things that got us beat last year, and just trying to, like I said, just trying to keep it going.
Senior quarterback Jaden Chavis and his teammates worked out nonstop this offseason with hopes of a district title and another deep run in the playoffs.
We definitely have big expectations. We want to make it far this year. We've been working hard this summer. Just throwing on weekends with my receivers, going to camps, and just lifting weights, staying strong and running on my free time. Last year we shared the district, but this year we want to win the district title and pay attention to small details.
All-State linebacker Devon Thibodeau leads a talented senior class and speaks on the challenge that is District 4-3A.
A lot of great expectations, you know. I want to lead this team to, you know, the dome. You know, we going to lead this team, you know, me and my senior classmates. Who stand out the most? Probably Church Point and Iota. There are a lot of grit to that team, you know. It don't matter how big they is, how small they are, you know, they're going to come, they're going to run right at you.
Senior lineman Curtis Harrison plays on both sides of the ball and recruited fellow big man and his best friend Deveron Rubin to solidify the offensive line.
We're running behind me and my best friend Deveron. We got a new running back coming in, so we got big expectations for the offense. When we first came in, he didn't want to play football. I finally convinced him to play. I'm a big person. He's about 3 inches taller than me, about 50 pounds heavier. So I got him to play. Now we got something to run behind. We got some good people to run behind.
Former Acadiana assistant Gavin Peters is now the top bear at Carencro High School. Quarterback Chance Babineau leads an offense that averaged better than 45 points per game a year ago, and they're ready to roll in 2024.
We just wrapped up our team competition that we do every offseason. The team competition cycle runs from December to July. We tell our guys that if you can't win January through July, don't expect to win August through December. On the defense side of the ball, Jacalen Roy, he's kind of the heart and soul of our program. He's a 2-year starter on the defensive side of the ball on defensive end. And he'll be playing a little bit of tight end for us this upcoming year as well. Brian Amune is a kid that's been playing linebacker for us the last few years. He'll be taking some carries on the offensive side of the ball as well this upcoming year. Both of those guys had fantastic springs and had really good summers, so I'm excited to see what they do out there on the field this upcoming year. Lance Hayes is a kid that has played some good football for us the last 2 years. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL week 6 versus New Iberia last year, and he's now really just now coming back into the fold, but I expect him to be a two-way player and another great contributor for us. And on the offense side of the ball, Chance Babineau, a kid that's, I've been on record saying this, he's made plays since the day he stepped into this program. And his freshman year, he played receiver and had 1,000 yards receiving. But then last year he moved to quarterback, and he broke every record in the history of the school at the quarterback position. So we're blessed and fortunate to have him not for just another year, but 2 more years. And Kendrick Bernard is another kid who, like Babineau, has been a day one starter since he stepped foot in this program, had a really good spring. Looking forward to what he can do.
My sophomore year, I kind of was just out there, to be honest. But now I'm junior, and I'm studying the game as a QB, and I'm starting to like it. Our whole offense, we got some older guys, and we got some younger guys that we still developing. Kyden Davis, Kendrick Bernard. It's not a big community, but I feel like it's a real tight together family community. It's Carencro, it's Exafo, the man, they always pull out for you.
We got a lot of talent coming back. Like we got a lot of returning starters on defense and offense. They're gonna do their thing and score some points on the board for us. Individually, I hope to break the second record for Carencro High, and season I just hope that to win a state championship our senior year. What it's like working for Coach Peters is really a blessing to have him as our head coach. Like everything he does for a reason and to help us win a state championship. And I'm just blessed and fortunate to have him as our coach.
Well, that about wraps up our first preseason special. Join us next week for another in-depth look around the state of Louisiana. And don't forget, the football season kicks off on the LHSAA Network with our Game of the Week next Thursday live in New Orleans as Central of Baton Rouge and De La Salle get us going live from Tad Gormley. This has been the High School Spotlight.